How many major works do you carry in your head?
A lot of things. Let me see. I think if if we count concertos,
yes,
and the solo works,
yes,
I would say about 50 hours of work I can memorize.
Really?
I think, yeah. I may be wrong, maybe 49 hours.
That's extraordinary. So you just, it's there carried in your mind. It's in the computer there, filed away. And I suppose also that those things that you learn as a child too, they're ingrained, aren't they? Particularly in your mind, things that you learn in your childhood.
You know, my mentor, Daniel Barenboim, said to me, "You better learn everything before 26 years old. Because when you hit 26 years, the magic number, you kind of still remember things fast, but then you forget things fast."
Yes.
That's what he said. So far, I'm 30 now. It's okay. Maybe from 36, maybe.
Yes, maybe that's a crucial time. Okay, I wanted to take some questions from the audience now, because this is part of the show. Susan Dalton is first up. Susan, where are you?
Hello.
Ah, there you are, Susan. You're, of course, from the Musicians Benevolent Fund.
Yes.
I know you from that.
Yeah.
So what is the question you have?
Well, at the Musicians Benevolent Fund, we've recently seen a massive rise in working musicians coming to us because they've got performance-related injuries or stress. It can be a really tough job, and I just wondered how you cope with the stresses and pressures of being a musician who's constantly in the spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, injuries are quite challenging, physically and mentally. And the first time when I got a little injured, it was actually a very minor thing, but I was so nervous, you know, especially when I see my father's face, it got me more nervous. And then I start panic. And then it's actually, after 2 weeks, it's you know, disappeared. So it was not a major problem. But we need to be careful, especially when you practice a lot. You always need to maybe take a hot bath or get a proper massage, like what athlete does.
Yes.
And for pianists, we need it because our shoulder is always, you know, on the move, and we need to relax the tension, always.
And what about do you find that there's a mental stress too? I mean, you do what, about 150 concerts a year?
130 now, yeah. 20 concerts less.
That's a lot of concerts. Yeah. And traveling.
Yeah.
So that's stressful too.
So yeah, traveling, I mean, especially when you're you know, in the line, try to get into the customs, sometimes can be 1 hour. You know? I see the stamp, it's like every 2 minutes. Yeah, so it's...
1 hour's quick here. All right, fine, thank you. The next question is from Simon Payne. Simon, where are you? There, Simon.
I'd like to know, how do you start to learn a new piece of music? And when do you know that it's good enough, ready to perform?
When I was a kid, my teacher always gave me kind of homework, which is new repertoire. And I just look at it and I start practice. And then later, I start to listen a lot on what other pianists play. My age or slightly older or younger, and they start playing. Sometimes I hear some music I really love, and then I like to learn it. And now I would say that the music, I'm trying to plan ahead, like 5-year plan, or 3 years. Maybe 5 is too much. So 3-year plan, and to have all the repertoires that I felt that I should learn or I like to learn. You know, so there are two sides. Because some of the piece you may learn, but maybe not good for performance. It's good for study. So then, when you set up this 3-year plan, then you start to have a precise analyzing on the scores, listen to other recordings, read the history of the pieces, and learn the culture from the piece, the composers come from, and then work with musicians, not only pianists, but violinists, flutists, get different ideas, and talking to artists, painters, or novelists, to get more precise on how you would like to express yourself, or what is the closest way to the original score. And then you combine all those things. And then you start performance. You need to perform a few times to get yourself totally connected with the piece. And when you get that connection, everybody else will feel the bridge in between.